ये सब सच होता है, मतलब मुझे
Absolutely.
अभी तक नहीं लगता था. मुझे लगता था just because I give him so much of love and the touch.
Olive, your pet, he just says that he's come for you. His whole project is you. And he says that, I'm just asking why he chose you. He says that when he came, he just opened up a new whole path for you in life. And he's your motivation, he's your healer, and he knows to balance your mood, because the minute you're a perfectionist is what he says. And when you don't have anything perfect, then you really tend to fight with your own self. You hurt yourself by being anxious, stressed, and he's right there to balance your mood and just, heal you and just tell you that I'm there for you. Because he says none of the house member is there for her all the time. I want to tell her that I am there to take care of her.
You're actually getting so many tears to me by saying this. You have no idea. You actually did it right now. And guys, this is actually happening. Believe me, so you must speak to her if you are a pet parent. Even if you're just planning to get a pet, I think you should just speak to Asha. Hello and welcome to Rabbi Rashi Foundation podcast. I have a soul sister on my show today. She is Asha Arun. Why I call her a soul sister? Because she's an animal lover and a pet lover. And that is something of my choice, and I absolutely love it. About Asha, she's a beautiful soul. She understands the soul story. Founder at the Asha Arun's Pet Home Boarding. Also the founder at the Tranquil Healing. She's a pet communicator and a nature communicator. Asha, आपका बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है.
Hi Rashi, thank you so much for having me here. A huge gratitude for recognizing all this and allowing me to be a part of your show. I would definitely give the best of knowledge, whatever I have.
Absolutely wonderful. So, to start with, Asha, I would want you to tell all our viewers about you. कैसे आप आए इस profession में, communicating with animals, and I'm super excited to know it all.
Sure. I'm also excited to share all these things with you all. How I became an animal communicator is thanks to our animals. And there was a beautiful girl by name Shireen who came to our boarding, and she had a lot of health complications. So that's when I felt like I need to know more about it. I was an anti-animal communicator earlier. Thanks to these animals, they've got me into this. Thanks to Shireen especially. Unfortunately, she passed. She had a kidney failure. So as a pet parent, we will have a lot of questions and we feel guilty about it, whether we did everything to them. But as a boarder, we wanted to also know if Shireen was fine, comfortable, if we did everything to her, because her parents didn't want her back home. So she was with us, almost like she stayed with us forever, kind of a thing. So we really wanted to know whether we did everything for her. That's when I felt like, okay, let me get in touch with a communicator. And the information what was given to me from Shireen, it was really amazing, very emotional. And Shireen gave me a lot of validations after she communicated all these things to me, which was beautiful. And then I felt like first thing was, if there is some tool which can keep you connected with a pet or any being who is not in the physical form, then it's beautiful. So I really wanted to venture into this and understand. That's how I started my journey with animal communication.
So are you a certified or a qualified pet communicator, animal communicator? You also spoke about nature communication.
Yeah.
So what is that?
Sure. Yes, I am a certified animal communicator and I have been practicing animal communication about 8+ years. Yeah, I learned all this to talk to my own pets because we have a huge animal family. We have 6 dogs, 3 horses, and 7 cows. We also run a boarding, as you mentioned, and many pets come to the boarding with lot of different nature. So understanding them and how to cater them the best will be really helpful when I communicate with them, understand their perception of thinking, and give the best for them. So that's the reason I started this, and I have done this with multiple mentors. Yes, I do talk to nature. I speak to the landscape and every element of nature, and it's the best feeling. It can't be explained, it has to be felt.
Absolutely beautiful this is. Okay, Asha, what exactly is pet communication? It's like just talking to your pet. We as pet parents do that often. Of course, we don't get those answers because we are so busy in our own lives. So what is the concept?
Sure. So, we as pet parents, we only depend on their body language and we assume things. शायद इसको ये चाहिए होगा, शायद इसको ये हो गया होगा, and we are assuming things and doing 10 multiple things for them. But when we are doing animal communication, we are connecting to the energy of the animal and understanding their perception of thinking कि उनके हिसाब से उनको क्या बोलना है, and ना कि we are assuming 10 multiple things. So this becomes more easier when you know how they want you to approach a certain scenario or their health issue or their aggression or them being very insecure about some things. So this will make your life easier, I can say, when you're living with them in the same house. And telepathy is a distant communication. It's not required for a pet to be in front of you. You are connecting with the energy. It's non-verbal communication. It's all about the game of intuition and gut feeling, which we all are doing already, but not aware of it. It is the exchange of emotions, thoughts, and images from our mind to their mind, and vice versa.
So that is a great takeaway. Don't assume. Understand what the pet really actually wants to say or communicate to you. You are also into a lot of alternative, therapies and medicines. Tell us about that.
Sure. So I came to know something called as Bach flower remedy. It's called as a Bach flower remedy or Bach flower remedy. This was invented by Dr. Bach, Edward Bach in UK. So this is an amazing therapy again where there are no side effects. These are the extracts of wild flowers, and it is so amazing if you just concentrate on yourself, your body and your mind. You don't even know that we have so many emotions inbuilt. These flowers always help you get rid of the emotional trauma, whatever you have, which is triggering the physical ailment. It's like aggression, if some pet is really scared of sounds, and if they are very insecure, if they are not confident, if they are resource guarding, which is become a very common issue nowadays, and there are very hyperactive pets who love to dig walls, dig ground, and there are a lot of pets who are needy, begging all the time, loves attention, very aggressive, unpredictable. So these are all the trigger from the emotional part. So what happens is when you do an animal communication, you come to know what is the animal's perception, which is bringing these emotions out from them, and you can always treat from Bach flower remedy to all these emotions. In Bach flower remedy, there are 38 remedies. Each remedy bottle is for each emotion in the pet. And how can a Bach flower practitioner work is when there is a pet with multiple problems. We discuss about that. As a Bach flower practitioner, what I do is I see which are the remedies which are really useful for that animal, and then I blend in all those in one bottle, and then I just suggest them. And believe me, there is amazing results what I've seen in animals who are aggressive, they have calmed down, and who are very hyper, they have become really good, and pet who are really anxious, who are very sad. These kind of emotions have really got an amazing change, and there are multiple pets who are still getting a lot of changes through this bark flower remedy. It's amazing. It's a holistic way of approach, so there are no side effects, and you can just give this to your pets. That's the best thing about it.
So, as an animal, therapist, I would say, you've been dealing with many cases. I would want you to share a couple of cases with our listeners where you've actually healed them. Chronic problems.
So there are, when we talk about pets taking away things on themselves, it's a very emotional thing where we don't want our pets to take our problems. But, always animals come to us with a purpose, and their first purpose, without asking, is absorbing things on themselves. It's like a vacuum cleaner sucking dirt. That's what they do. And it's a huge lesson for us, because I have my own example. I have a pug, my second dog. Everything was good when we were in this farmhouse, and it was COVID time. All of a sudden, he fell ill. It was month of May. We thought, okay, it may be because of the heat. The situation was like we were asked to move from the farm those days because we were not able to cater the same kind of rental. During COVID time, we all had our own kind of issues. So we were in a lot of stress, and we were anxious. Where do we take all the animals, and where do we get the same kind of farm which is beautiful for all these kids? So we were looking for a farm in 2020. Getting out of the house was a task, but still we were in a lot of stress. So this kid got fever that day, and we took him to doctor. All of a sudden, it was critical. That's what the doctor said. And we couldn't just think about it. Like, a dog was fine, he's got temperature and he's gone critical. We couldn't understand what is this happened. And then doctor said that you need to just leave him for 2 to 3 days. Let us see, we'll try multiple antibiotics to him. Let's see how he responds, but he has to respond. So our whole homework was taking him for the morning IV and the evening IV. And side by side, we were looking for our farm. The farm search was on. Then what happened, on the third day, somehow our current landlord of that farm sent us an email saying that he just said that you have been good tenants and you have been living here for 6 years. I will definitely consider this, and we can just, continue the lease. You can stay on. The minute we read that email, there was like the stress which was just built inside just got relieved. And next what we did, we took Charlie to the hospital in the evening, and they took the blood sample, and they just told us that Charlie started responding to the medicine which we are giving. Normally the TLC, which is the infection, has to be around 15. His infection level was at 65, and nobody could find out why it has happened even after multiple tests. And how beautiful it is he had told me that I am absorbing your anxiety and stress. So the lesson from this, what we learned is, we will have problems in our life. It's just that you need to take control of how you are going to approach the problem. You need to change the approach to the problem. So from that day, I have personally changed myself. I say, okay, problem is there, it's fine. My pets are important and they are watching us. So it's very important for us to see the problem and approach it in a calm way, rather than becoming hyper, anxious and stressed out. Just approach in a calm way, so that they are also not taking on for us, which is very important for us. And they know that as pet parents, we can go to any extent of the world to make them okay and happy. So that is the reason they do all this, so that we learn a good life lesson.
And I'm getting so many goosebumps. Asha, how many times during the day do you cry? I really want to know this because you are giving me tears by telling the story, and I can so much relate to it.
Yeah. Every time they do something for us, it is very emotional. Yeah.
And it is so beautiful. What is the most amazing thing you have learned when this pet parent and a pet relationship comes? Because you can communicate with them, so probably you will be able to tell that what actually goes in their minds, in their hearts. I know there is a lot of love, and
there's a lot of love, which is by default, as you mentioned, but they come to our lives to guide us. There are a lot of times we get blocked, we get stuck in certain paths. They just come to lift you up from there and, hey, listen, this is the right path for you, and you have to go this way, is what they say. And the major lesson, what they have taught me right now is, I used to be a petrified pet parent. Still I am. I'm a human, so I'm still working on it. But they have told me that we all have our own journeys to do. So everything doesn't happen the way you think. So you're there to take care of me, but I have my individual journey. So don't be so possessive about me. Just let go and let us journey with each other, with the companionship what we have. So this is the major lesson I've learned. And this is also learned from those pets who were very near and dear to me. And they just left like this. I was blank. They said that I came for a purpose and it's done. And you have to let go of me. Which is very difficult. But yeah, this is the very hard way I've learned it. It's easy to tell somebody, but when you journey it, you will know about the pain.
Yeah, and I can so much relate to this. Okay, Asha, how do you deal with hatred? See, normally not everybody is a pet lover.
Yeah.
We are emotional people, we are pet lovers, rather animal lovers. I want to tell all my listeners and viewers, when we went to their farm, I found horses and cows. And I think I've been talking about them all the time, and my husband tells me, kuch aur baat nahi hai. He's a pet lover. But then, it was an amazing morning for me as well. So I want you to say that how do you deal with hatred? Because people will just speak anything about animals. They will treat them badly. So what is your message and how do you deal with it?
Sure. So for this question, what I can say is, from animal communication, what I've learned, they don't see the world like the way we see. We see that there are so many scenarios when I've spoken to a dog who is just tied in the balcony all the time. If I say, Arey, how cruel is this person? How can he leave his dog in the balcony in this heat? But when spoken to so many dogs, I'm not just generalizing it, but one of the case I'm talking, I had spoken to this dog last winter, a black colored Labrador who was tied in the apartment balcony. When asked this question to the dog, hey, listen, do you need any help? Is what I ask now, because I can't just jump into conclusion. So the dog said, listen, I'm very happy here in the balcony. And this is how my human loves me. And he didn't have any complaint about his human. He said, this is how we love each other. We have a time that he comes and he interacts with me and he takes me inside. It's not that I'm tied all the time over here. If there are some people, I do a lot of nasty things and I'm tied here. So there is a reason to it which I'm accepting. So he says that I don't need your help. So sometimes we need to change our perception and ask the animal, do you need help? Because everybody have their own views. So this is what is a very important thing I've learned from animal. Everybody have their perception. Please respect. And definitely if there is a cruelty I see, then I'm going to do my best to help them. But you can't change a person who hates dogs or any animal. You can do only your best to do whatever possible from your end. So that's what I do. You can't change anybody is what I want to say.
And I so agree with you. I have an amazing personality here who can actually speak about the kingdom where we can't enter. That is the animal kingdom. So I would like to ask some rapid fire, questions from you,
Sure.
Asha. So when you are actually healing a dog, have you ever had a pet asking a funny question from you that, hey, why are you doing this to me?
When I'm doing an animal communication session, there are a lot of dogs saying like, hey, listen, jaldi finish karo, mujhe jana hai, mujhe khelna hai. And there are a lot of introvert personalities who say, why the hell are you here? I'm just entertaining you because my human has asked you to talk to me. Fatafat se pack karo. This is what they say, and it's really funny. And some pets are so humorous, so humorous. I just spoke to a dog whose name was Tufan. And I was just laughing. The whole conversation was very humorous, and but at the end, he made the whole conversation turn into very emotional. But I really enjoy each personality while talking to them. It's amazing.
So I'm going to stop the rapid fire right now, and I'm going to ask you a question that there on your page there is a reel where you've spoken about the effect of names on your pets.
Yep.
So tell us more about that.
Sure. Because I just spoke about Tufan, I can just talk about him immediately. He is a 5-month-old retriever puppy, and they couldn't get any perfect name for him, it seems. And they were in the hotel and they had this special dish, Tufani dish is what they saw, and they wanted to name him Tufan. And the parent had come with the inquiry saying that he's too naughty, he never listens to me, ghar mein atank machata hai. I said, the name, the intention, Tufan. So he will make his presence wherever he goes. So obviously that I have got a lot of validations. So I'm talking about this today. Every pet, whatever intention you are just putting and mixing into the name and then naming them and calling them, that really matters because that becomes their identity and they definitely absorb the energy. We have 2 pets rescued once. We thought they are indies and we rescued them, but they grew up to a beautiful Rampur hound, siblings. They were very naughty, very, very naughty when they came. For the first time ever in my life, I felt कि ये क्या है, घर पूरा बर्बाद कर रहे, मुझसे नहीं हो रहा है. This was what the words which came out. We named them as Arun, of course, my husband named. He said that Atharva and Veda. So he wanted to name this for them so that they get some vibes from it. That was the whole intention. But today, when they are grown up, they are amazing. If you meet them today, and I can definitely send you the videos of how they were monsters. And as in when they grew, they started absorbing the energy of the name and the expectation. It became their identity. Today, Veda is beautiful. Atharva is very calm, very composed. They are amazing dogs. So I believe in this very strongly. Not even animals. If I can think of my name, they have named me Asha. So I am not happy and satisfied with one thing. I do a workshop, I learn something, I start doing it. Again, I'm already craving for some other knowledge. So it's never ending. I keep hoping and hoping and hoping to do more. So it is always there in every name if you can relate it to it.
So coming to, and again I'm going to ask another question from this answer of yours. You spoke about your workshops.
Yeah.
Now, are you also teaching communication, communicating with the animals to people?
Yes.
Tell us about your workshops.
Sure. I have 2 kinds of workshops. I only had one earlier, which was a 15-day workshop in which you are going to learn what is animal communication. Rather than learn, I can say you are going to become aware of it, because it's not a gift what a person or an individual have. It's an innate ability every person are born with, every being is born with. So I'm going to make you aware of how to communicate, and I'm going to also, I have a lot of interesting topics wherein you will learn what animal thinks about that topic and what is our perception, and how to ask questions to them. Apart from this, I have lot of practice sessions because practice is very important. At a point, you are getting a message, but you feel that you get a self-doubt whether it's my own imagination or is it an animal answering. So to get rid of this, you will have lot of practice sessions. And after this, you are a part of my herd. It's not that workshop ho gaya, you are done and we are disconnected. We all are a family and we have a group where we practice for life. And we also have live cases coming in where my students attend and I just pass it on to them because it's humanly not possible for me to attend everything. So this is my 15 days workshop module, but some people come to me and ask like, I'm not too sure what this is. I'm inquisitive. At the same time, I can't invest so much money and time for 15 days. For them, I created one crash course, which is about 2.5 to 3 hours. In this, you are also giving lesser money as fees. Also, you're taking the flavor of the subject. And you will just find out, okay, is this subject for me? Is this interesting? And then they jump into the 15 days course. So there are 2 modules which I do. A crash course and the 15 days one.
When we talk about these courses and the workshops, there is a very common pet parent question, which is about toilet training. And I think most of the parents have an issue with that. So, do you also teach that, how to train your dog, communicate your dog for these trainings?
Okay. So, there are 2 aspects here. One is behavioral training and one is animal communication. So, the difference between these 2 is in behavioral training, you're asking the animal to do something what you want with the tricks applied. But in animal communication, you're talking why, you're asking your animal what is the reason for him to pee like this inside. You're understanding him. Animal might say that, मुझसे नहीं हो रहा है, मुझे हर 10 मिनट में लेके जाओ. So you're understanding the perception here. You're not asking him, no, you should not do. So when you understand उसको हर 10 मिनट में मुझे लेके जाना पड़ेगा, then you are going to make an arrangement for him to pee rather than imposing your thoughts and your rules of the house. Because even a pet becomes your family once they come to your house. So you need to know what is the best you can do. So you get to know the reason and you can ask a solution to them.
Let us continue with your rapid fire now because I stopped in between. Sure. Okay. Have you ever had a pet communicator session where the animal just wanted to gossip about their humans?
Many. They are like, humans are like, मेरा पोल क्यों फोड़ रहा है तू? It's like that. So many pets, they just want to tell my human not to do this. She's always on mobile. And in one communication, I should just tell you, a girl approached me with her dog and she just told me that, Asha, I got this dog, but he is very close to my dad and he always bites me. I want to know why does he bite me? I love him so much. Then the dog just said, see, this girl lies to her dad very much. I don't like that. And the next thing is she has a boyfriend. And she has not told at home. And I was like, मुझे ये बताना चाहिए या नहीं बताना चाहिए? So when I said this to the girl and there were a lot of things and the session was over, I just get a call from a boyfriend. And the boyfriend is saying, please ये घर पे मत बताइए ma'am. So I said, no, don't worry. So this was very funny for me and I didn't know how to handle it personally. So yeah, there are a lot of things they say. But there are a lot of things they don't disclose because they know we are strangers. It's not that घर का पूरा secrets बता देंगे. They only say whatever is required for the communication.
While you're just telling, I can so much relate to, we have a pet at home, is my second son, I say, and मेरा बेटा हमेशा बोलता रहता है कि आप आधी जायदाद इसको देने वाले हो, because he's so attached to me. And believe me, Asha, he takes away all my stress each moment. He will come and he will sleep with me. If I'm eating, he needs to eat with me. And my whole house is just jealous because I lack so much of time. And when I'm home, then he's with me. So, I don't know, you're just telling me. So, ये सब सच होता है. मतलब मुझे
Absolutely.
अभी तक नहीं लगता था. मुझे लगता था just because, you know, I give him so much of love and, you know, the touch, you know. But I'm sure.
So, Olive, your pet, he just says that he's come for you. His whole project is you. And he says that, I'm just asking why he chose you. He says that when he came, he just opened up a new whole path for you in life. And he's your motivation, he's your healer, and he knows to balance your mood, because the minute you're a perfectionist is what he says. And when you don't have anything perfect, then you really tend to fight with your own self. You hurt yourself by being anxious, stressed, and he's right there to balance your mood and just, you know, heal you and just tell you that I'm there for you. Because he says none of the house member is there for her all the time. I want to tell her that I am there to take care of her. Just to give you a glimpse of it.
You're actually getting so many tears to me by saying this. You have no idea. You know, you actually did it right now. And guys, this is actually happening. Believe me, so you must speak to her if you are a pet parent. And even if you're just planning to get a pet, I think you should just speak to Asha. Her details are also available on the podcast. All her numbers and email IDs are available on the podcast and on the post. Rapid fire again. How do you keep a straight face when you hear something ridiculous from a pet?
The best part about what I do is I do a distant communication. So I do not have to have a pet in front of me, but that's the best thing, because they show me that faces and I keep laughing. When I'm on phone, nobody can see me, and I can just keep rolling and laughing. And I think at a point, you know, they make me laugh because I'm a person who can't just express sometimes. I am very bad expressing myself in front of humans. And if you have seen, I'm doing this with you because of them. They're pushing me into such examinations where I open up and I learn many things, which I'm doing here. So I'm sorry if I have not been so expressive, but I'm trying my best, guys.
No, I think you are the best, because this is just happening with me right now. So how can I deny it, honestly? And you know, while you just told me that Olive has just come for me, and I can so much, you know, there are flashbacks, you know, that I'm getting, that when he came, we started with this podcast, and today you're here.
Wow.
And it's actually giving me a goosebump that how come you're here? Because I had never imagined that we will have a pet communicator on our show today.
Wow.
So guys, get in touch with her. This is for real. Believe me. And Asha, आपका बहुत बहुत thanks है किया.
Thank you so much. It was fun. Thank you.
Thank you.